All right, now we're talking about Mephistopheles. Um, Also, funny thing, there is a pattern to these buffs. Uh, I just in an earlier take of this, I checked back to when Mephistopheles got buffed. Funny story. That same anniversary, Coolter got buffed, Leonidas got buffed, Mephistopheles got buffed, Mozart got buffed, and if there's a 2-star assassin, that would be Hassan of the Cursed Arm too. Those 5 servants, all of them got buffed in 6th anniversary, and now a lot of them are getting buffed again this one. I don't know what kind of pattern that is. Me personally, it felt like Mephistopheles got this buff recently, but or sorry, his last buff, it felt more recent than it actually was because I felt the buff on NA and I wasn't playing when the buff came out on JP. So funny stuff going on because of like when I start the game, but that's not gonna happen anymore because I've now been playing like for over 5 years. So I'm not gonna have any kind of discrepancies like that anymore. I'm not gonna feel anything like that. All right, let's really get started on this. Base attack 6.8k. I'm not gonna worry too much about this. I saw damage charts from Mephistopheles. Uh, he's actually doing like fairly good damage right now. Especially now he can really take advantage of being a Buster Farmer. But if you want a 3-star caster to be your Buster Farmer, just use Coup Caster. I think Mephistopheles has way more utility as a sub DPS. Sorry, not even a sub DPS, just support who is gonna die very very quickly. That I feel is his best use case. Yeah, I don't want to go on the rant about like how good his third skill actually is because that skill is actually why I had to delete the last rewarding. All right, so star weight, star gen, these are normal caster numbers. MP charge somewhat healthy at 0.81, but he's not going to be critting on these cards, and they have terrible hit counts. A long time ago, I did a hit count tier list of what servants needed buffs for their hit counts because they just felt terrible. Yeah, with these recent animation updates, they're never gonna fix the hit counts because that means they have to fix the animation too. So we're pretty much stuck with these for the rest of all time. So I have no problem shitting on them because they're probably not gonna get better. This is garbage. You're not going to get anything out from this. Not damage, maybe some refund, but it's 3 hits, so you're not getting that much refund. And then the star gen is normal night class, 7 nights, the average for their star gen. It's not assassins, so don't expect miracles from this. Dog shit. Bond CE's chaotic and 7 nights. So he gets that Bond CE. Caster, that Bond CE. Evil, that Bond CE. I don't know why I went for caster that one. Evil alignment slash star. He's not star. So he gets that CE. 60%. So if you want to charge him up real fast to get him to Bond 10, uh, he is one of the quicker ones. Yeah, that's better for him. All right. So first skill, let's just double check if they actually updated it. Yep. All right, so I can get rid of this. Another reason why I'm glad I'm just redoing this take. So before this skill used to be just witchcraft, 80% chance to drain. If you missed this chance, well, the skill did jack shit. So that did need to change. Now it is 100% chance you're gonna drain them up to, and with drain chance, it's not like a debuff where if you have a chance to miss it. I have never seen a drain be resisted. I've seen someone miss it. I've never seen it be resisted if it's 100%. Or if I have, I really just was not paying attention. So don't worry about them being able to Yeah. Don't worry about not banking on this anymore. You can you can reliably rely on this actually landing and you being able to plan around it. You can't plan around randomness. You can plan around order. 30% battery, and then power mod to curse for 3 turns at 30%. So with this, he can be a Buster Farmer himself. With his second skill, he can double stack attack, and then he's also double stacking power mods. For Buster Farmers, that's a lot. Most of them, especially that he's double stacking a 30% attack, not a 20 from a charisma. Double stacking charisma is you need 3 of them to reach the same potency as this one. So yeah, it's good that he has the selfish version of that type of buff, because Buster farming does not provide attack buffs, not normally. But yeah, something to note with this, it's not going to apply to the MP, but it will work with the first skill. So let me just run through this skill since we've already looked at it. 9 stars per turn. It used to be Innocent Monster, like what Mozart had, but this got buffed in the last anniversary got buffed. So instead of Phantom. I don't know what I said before. Phantom had this. He just got it buffed. Mephistopheles had this, and it got buffed last time. So they didn't change the stars from the original version. It's still 9 from Innocent Monster. But healing received down 50%, and that lasts for 3 turns. If you fought Demeter OG, you know how many people were salty about that fight. Healing received against Demeter literally saves you so much. Do not sleep on this if you do not have the damage. So if you're using Mephistopheles, you probably somewhat regularly, like your account isn't that developed, you probably need this a whole lot more than I do, because I usually don't have problems doing like over 400,000 damage per turn. I'm usually not struggling to do that. If I fought OG Demeter right now, I would just clap her like in 3 turns easily. But for someone that's like more recent, just starting out, they're not fully through the Lost Belts. Especially if you just start playing at a random time, not even an anniversary, you're probably gonna have way more issues doing that fight than me, and that would probably last for a while too. I am now doing monthly $5 giveaways as a way to give back to my channel. I recently hit 500 subs and I want to keep giving back to the people that support me. All you have to do is comment on one of my videos during the month. Doesn't even have to be a video I make that month, and you are entered to win. 5 people can win every month, with 1 win per person per month. Only 1 comment is counted as an entry every month. I will send you the prize in a way that works for both of us. Thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the video. All right, third skill. I'm not going to rant on this one too long. 3-time buff block to one enemy and inflicts a 5-turn curse on them. So this enables the power mod. This does not have a duration. The enemy has to waste 3 actions to cleanse this. If they don't have buffs themselves, they're going to be tickling you until they decide to cleanse it off. And unless they have a separate cleanse on the skill or it's part of their break bar, they have to waste the action. So either they get rid of it once over a couple turns or get rid of it all at once. Maybe once every turn they get rid of one of them. If it's once every turn, they waste an action, and you're still going to have all your buffs. So they can't even protect themselves either. Yeah, no. In my last rant about this, I was speaking like how the enemy isn't going to do damage to you. I didn't even really talk about how them not getting buffs means they can't also put up dodge, defense up, a stun. No, stun. They can still stun you, but they can't put up defense. And while they can like take away your buffs, because a cleanse isn't buff block, it can't be buff blocked. And if you're landing a debuff, that can't be buff blocked either. So buff block really good to stop you from to prevent you from taking more damage, and it stops the enemy from stopping you from doing more damage. TLDR. But it's not going to stop anything else other than that. So very, very good. And you see more utility on this with a caster buff or an enemy that really likes to pop skills. All right, we got to move on because I do really want to be streaming. 7% arts up and 8% debuff success rate. That is to make sure these curses really stick. Yeah, it's just to make sure the curse sticks. And also the buff block, because can be resisted, but you need at least 8% debuff res to... No, sorry, you need at least 9 for a chance of it to miss. But ideally, you would want at least like 28 to bring it down to that 80% chance. Then, but most servants don't have it at that, especially that, not that specific number. A lot of them have it closer to 18. So you're turning it from 100% to basically a 90% chance. That's not great, but we play FGO. We know that sometimes those 9% crits, they miss. Sometimes they miss. Yeah, it's not often, but they do sometimes. Same thing here. Pens, he's a low star. You're going to be able to get all these coins eventually. Something to note, he is anti-berserker, so do with that what you will. In terms of buster farming, specifically, you're not going to need a pen 5. Ideally, like in perfect Mephistopheles, you would be popping the skill turn 2 and 3 and still be able to double stack everything. But for the sake of simplicity, like either you just hold this for turn 3, or again, you pop it turn 1 and 3. But if you're, this is one of the skills you don't need maxed out. You really don't, especially if you're esports. If you're esports, it would be this skill and then this skill just to get the power mod up as high as possible. And yeah, no, the curse, the damage itself doesn't really matter. All right. MP, one hit AoE buster. It's buster, so we really don't care about hit counts. It doesn't do anything. It's not like Archer Quick, where it has to do with refund. This is only Star Gen, and it's one hit, so we're not even caring that much. Last part inflicts curse, but this is after damage, so yeah, the MP does not get the bonus effect. Last thing, MP damage for the party, 20% while he's on the field. This is not terrible. This is not terrible. The self MP damage buffs are like 30%. He's giving 20 for the party. This is a tactics. But the issue is, if you want him to die, you can't have him on the field now, can you? So, real quick, before I close this out, we're just going to bring up the damage chart. So it's on fandom. Don't know if it's going to be updated here. Nope. Okay. So, Mephistopheles is here at MP5, 18,985. When you multiply it by 1.3, it goes to 24.68 with a half. 680, sorry, and a half. Where is that on this chart? That is in line with MP5s for, MP1s for 5 stars. However, all of these 5 stars have niches. And it's pretty much when you don't hit a niche, that's where you hit Mephistopheles damage. Now, for for someone like Murasaki, he is not doing that much inferior damage to her. Even with her one of her niches, it has to only be one of her niches. I'm not gonna say Mephistopheles is better than Murasaki, but I am saying that in some instances, like you're using her where she's just not doing anything. He is technically a little better. I'm saying technically though, because for Mephistopheles, it's just that's just it. He's not gonna stay alive easier. And just Murasaki has just more uses and is easier to use. Plus, when it comes to niches, you really don't like if you have someone that can do it better, why would you not do it? That's what JP meta is. If something has a niche, you use that niche. We're not in like OG territory where people are just using Space Ishtar to farm. No, almost no one on JP uses Space Ishtar like when she first released. That's just a fact of life. All right. I need to get going and talk about Mozart so then I can start streaming because I'm already later than I thought. All right, peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.